I want to take a moment to talk about some things I saw while in Petco. Their hamster sales were horrific. Now, normally, okay, hamster sales in pet stores pretty much always bad, never really great. Which is why adopting hamsters is, really supported by the community. Because the conditions of hamsters in stores is pretty terrible. I mean, besides even the stuff that happens before they get to the store, once they're in the store, it's bad. And I took some footage of stuff while we were there. So if that's gonna bother you, click off now. No harm done. Oh, see you later. For those of you who are sticking around, basically what I saw was a scene of just overpopulation. They had so many hamsters per cage. So their tanks, you'll see in the video, that they're small, okay? You're not gonna see 40-gallon tanks in pet stores for one hamster anyway, so you already know they're too small for one hamster. But the idea is that they're in there for a very short amount of time before they get sold, or purchased or bought. But when you start putting in 4, 5 hamsters in a tank that is criminally small for just one hamster, that's when I'm always annoyed, but that's when I really get annoyed. We saw an enclosure with, I think, 5 Chinese dwarf hamsters. Excuse me? What? And it wasn't just one cage, many, many, many cages filled to the brim with hamsters. I saw a Syrian hamster, 2 Syrian hamsters housed in one enclosure. I saw 2 robos living together. And then of course you've got all these names that are just wrong. The fancy hamster, not a thing. Can we please just name hamsters what their actual species name is, so that people who are looking to find out more about hamsters and their hamsters specifically can do that? Because when you have people go in and buy a hamster somewhat impulsively, it's already bad enough. You're probably they're not gonna be the most informed at the get-go, but we're all learning, growing, trying to be better. But it's kind of hard to learn how to be better if the pet store doesn't even provide you with the name of the species of your hamster. And you have to figure out for yourself what species of hamster you have. It also just sends a really bad message if hamsters are living together. Obviously that says, oh yeah, hamsters social. Look at them all cuddling in this one house and with the wheel that is way too small. One wheel, one house for 5 hamsters. No. I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but I just don't understand how pet stores can be so wrong about such a large section of their inventory. Hamsters take up their own aisle. They have at any given time sometimes 50 of them. How can you not know how to treat that many animals and still claim to be a pet store? I don't get it. Genuinely horrifying conditions. So, and it's really disheartening because it becomes really difficult to find places to get hamster supplies in a time-effective way that isn't doing some damage. I don't know. It was just very upsetting. And they weren't even wheels, normal wheels. They're the, what are they called? The sideways wheels. You know what I'm talking about. The ones that they're at an angle, like this. And I know people in the hamster community have very mixed opinions about those. So to have those be the ones in your enclosures, again, it's not a great message. Now, personally, like for a playpen, I don't really mind them if you're like watching your hamster while they're using it and it's the right size. But when you put it in the enclosure, if your hamster isn't used to it, it can be a little bit dangerous. Or if you have like a robo and they're really, really fast, it can be a bit dangerous. And they don't even sell them big enough for Syrians. But, you know, this doesn't matter to Petco, who just puts in whatever size for whatever hamster into the enclosure with one house. And I think something that's worth noting as well is that not only are they housing like multiple hamsters together, who knows if they're the right like sex, if they're from the same litter. Like, I have zero faith, zero faith in the care that Petco gives its hamsters. But then to put in like one wheel, one house, each hamster, like really you shouldn't be pairing hamsters together. But if you have like hamsters from the same litter that grew up together, have never lived apart, and you get a tank that is double the size, so that would be like an 80-gallon tank for your two hamsters, and you get two of everything. You would need to get two of everything in order to like reduce the risk of fighting to what some would consider a reasonable risk. Personally, you should never house hamsters together. It's just not worth it. They don't benefit from it. You're benefiting from it, and that's a little bit selfish to put your hamsters at risk for your perception of their cuteness. You know? But if you're gonna do it, at least do it right, and that's not doing it right. I mean, 5 freaking hamsters in like a tank this big. What? I don't know. It depresses me. So, this is my Petco experience. If you enjoyed watching it, give it a thumbs up. If you've been to Petco recently, leave what your experience was like in the description down below. Or if you've been to other pet stores, I'd be interested to know like who is the least bad. So leave that in the comment section down below. And if you want to see more of our content, hamster or otherwise, click subscribe, ding the bell button to know when we post, which is every-ish day. Most importantly though, I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!